Prigozhin's mutiny has ended, leaving lingering questions. Was it orchestrated or a sign of Russia's vulnerability? Now Wagner's shift to Belarus has Ukraine on edge. Find out why it's causing fear. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin. Last weekend, the world held its breath as Russia appeared to teeter on the brink of mutiny. Yevgeny Prighozin, the enigmatic mastermind behind the Wagner Group, ignited chaos by defying President Vladimir Putin. With ambitions to overthrow military leadership and seize power, Prighozin had set the stage for a high-stakes political showdown. The news of Russia's potential downfall reverberated across the globe, with whispers of a military coup gaining momentum. Reports circulated that a frightened Putin was fleeing to St. Petersburg, further fueling the already buzzing rumors. The finger of blame pointed directly at Prighozin, Putin's former ally turned adversary, a master chef turned power-hungry adversary. Prigozhin's notorious track record of toppling Ukrainian cities like Bakhmut as easily as a house of cards had earned him a fearsome reputation. Moscow found itself in a state of lockdown as military forces flooded the streets to halt Wagner's audacious climb to the Kremlin. However, the mutiny was short-lived. Just before reaching Moscow, the Wagner Group abruptly halted its rebellious march, declaring that bloodshed was not their intention. Western allies, who are momentarily airborne with anticipation, were forced back to reality as they realized they had been duped. It suddenly became clear why American ammunition manufacturers had been supplying Wagner just days prior. The mutinous plot was swiftly derailed by none other than Putin's loyalist, Alexander Lukashenko. The Belarusian president had found a seemingly profitable and acceptable option for resolving the situation. Following Lukashenko's intervention, Prighozhin announced that his column of fighters, which had traveled over 570 miles from southern Russia, would be turning around and returning home. In exchange, the criminal charges against Prighozhin for organizing an armed insurrection would be dropped, and both the Wagner troops and Prighozhin himself would relocate to Belarus, according to the Kremlin spokesperson. Now, as Prighozhin abandons his rebellious play and announces his withdrawal, the renegade Wagner Group troops are leading towards Belarus. This shift in their base of operations could spell trouble for Ukrainian forces. Belarus, situated just 100 kilometers away from the Ukrainian capital of Kiev, currently houses Russia's nuclear arsenal and military equipment near its borders. Wagner has long been known as the real victor of the Ukrainian battlefield. The group's actions were responsible for the fall of key Ukrainian cities such as Bakhmut, Mariupol, and Kherson. Now, with Wagner poised near Kiev, awaiting orders from Putin to unleash their wrath, the situation grows increasingly ominous for Ukraine. Speculations arise about the nature of the 24-hour mutiny. Given Prighozhin's unwavering loyalty to Putin, some suggest that the rebellion may have been a premeditated move. Regardless of its origins, the repercussions of this move are set to reverberate throughout geopolitics, potentially sparking a massive international outrage if Wagner sets foot in Kiev. The war is on the verge of intensifying, leaving Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, still failing to understand the grim fate that awaits him. As the rebel Wagner Group inches closer to Belarus, the Ukrainian forces find themselves in a sweltering state of uncertainty. The dominoes of geopolitics have been set in motion, anticipating the unfolding drama and the consequences it may bring. The turbulent saga between the rebel Wagner Group, Russia, and Ukraine continues, leaving us all on the edge of our seats, eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this dramatic geopolitical tale. Make no mistake, the next few weeks are going to be really interesting.